What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're gonna be doing a full face testing a bunch of new drugstore makeup. There have been a ton of new releases and some really exciting things that I want to try with you guys. So we're just gonna test everything out together today. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I wanna start with this new Milani primer. I'm pretty sure this went viral and I have not yet tried it. Y'all know I love Milani's products, but this is their Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so that's like a little spatula that comes out of the top there. All right. And then when we open it, this is like the strangest but also coolest packaging. Oh, okay. That's what it looks like. So I'm gonna just like scoop some out. Oh, for some reason I thought it was gonna be like a solid, but it is definitely like a soft sort of texture. And I'm going to just put this right in this area, which is where I tend to have like enlarged pores and like kind of like a smoothing primer. That looks pretty good actually. So that did help to smooth over that area. It also feels very hydrating, which I feel a lot of like smoothing primers never really do. This feels hydrating and cooling going on. So I actually really like that. I'm gonna put a little bit more on my forehead as well, just to kind of smooth that out. Yeah, like you can see basically right as I apply it, like instantly smooths out where I have like enlarged pores and stuff. Okay, Milani, pretty good. And I love the way that it feels. I like that it doesn't feel kind of like drying, like a lot of other smoothing primers can feel. It definitely feels more on like the hydrating cooling side, which I like. Okay, skin feeling very, very good. And this packaging is like super cute. I like that as a girly with nails. Having a little spatula is fabulous. Okay, up next, we're gonna go in with the Maybelline Lifter Stick as our foundation. So I have talked to you guys a billion times about the, well, not a billion times, because this is a newer product, but ever since I tried the Maybelline Lifter Stick as a contour, I have been obsessed. Blends like literal butter, so stinking good. But these come in a bunch of different shades and they're basically supposed to be a multi-use product. So you can use it as a contour, but you can also use them as highlights, concealers, or all over foundation. So I'm gonna be using it as an all over foundation today. I have shade 20 here, which I think should probably work. I'm just gonna kind of like paint it on. What I like about this as the contour is that, again, it's very buttery and very easy to blend. So we're gonna see how it works as a foundation. I'm gonna just kind of use that much. And I'm gonna buff this out with a brush, because I feel like with stick products, a brush is probably the best finish. Milani did also recently come out with a new stick foundation, which I really, really like as well, like a skin tint stick, but I have already tried that for you guys on my channel. I have not used this as an all over foundation for you guys yet, but it's looking quite beautiful. Not a full coverage, but I mean, I have a lot of redness and stuff to my skin, and this definitely evened it out. I would say medium coverage, but because it is in stick form, like, you can use much more of it and get a fuller coverage. You can also use much less of it and get a much less coverage. It's definitely like customizable from that perspective and has a little bit of like a glowy finish to it. And that paired with the primer too, I feel like looks very like smooth on my skin. So they definitely worked nicely together. Okay, so far, so good. Also, I have been loving this brush. This is from It Cosmetics, so it's not drugstore. It's the Heavenly Luxe Flat Top Buffing Brush. Really, really good. I've been loving this to blend out foundation. But if any of y'all know a drugstore brush that's like this, let a girl know and I will try it out. Okay, now that we have that down to kind of like even out our complexion, I am gonna go in with the contour. So this is in shade 70. Again, same product, and just kind of contour my face with this. I do like that they are like multi-use sticks. So again, you can use them for basically like you could do a full face with them if you wanted to, not necessarily marketed as like a contour or as a foundation or as a highlight, like kind of a true multi-use. And like, do you see just how quick that contour just like blends and morphs? So, so pretty and like natural. I love it. And this shade for me is like the perfect kind of bronzer. Definitely like more of a warm tone sort of bronzy look to the skin, but that's what I personally like. They do have some shades that are a bit cooler, but this one is a little bit more warmer, and that's just kind of what I prefer, because it kind of gives me like a bronzer and contour all in one rather than doing two different steps. We do have a new powder bronzer though that I'm excited to try out. That's supposed to be like a luminous bronzer, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, up next, let's try a new blush. This is from Makeup Revolution, and this is their blusher stick in the shade Rosy Cheek. So it's kind of like a swirl product, which looks very, very pretty. So I'm just gonna apply some onto my brush and tap. Okay, pigment. Gonna tap off the excess on the back of my hand. She's definitely bright and pigmented, but this shade I do love. I love bright blush, especially as we move into spring and summer. Weather's starting to get warmer. It just makes me happy. I would definitely be light-handed with this though. Like, you can use a lot less than I did. But if you guys notice, I didn't do concealer yet because I've been doing my contour liquid or like cream contour, bronzer, and blush blush before concealer and then I do concealer after, and it just helps everything blend a lot easier. So I've kind of made that switch up in my routine and I've really been liking that. But this blush is quite pretty. I just did not need that much of it. All right, let's do concealer. I tried this in one of my last videos, but I don't have like a brand new drugstore concealer, but this is newer from Morphe and this is their Wakeup Artist Under Eye Correcting Concealer. I have shade Buff. And I've actually been really enjoying this. Like, Morphe is a little bit confusing to me. I don't really know what happened because they were like obviously one of the biggest brands in beauty, and I never used them a ton when they were like at their height. Not that I thought they had bad products. I feel like they were more known for their brushes, not as more known for their makeup. And then I guess they kind of like have had a resurgence because you can get them at Ulta. They are in the drugstore section of Ulta. I'm gonna put a little bit in the center planes of my face too. But they have like a lot more makeup now. And I have tried quite a bit of their newer products. Nothing has really stood out to me as like, oh my God, amazing. But this concealer is actually quite good and I've been using it a lot since I first tried it. Gives a good coverage, is not drying or anything to the under eyes, like definitely more on the hydrating side. I would suggest setting it with a powder, which I actually have a new powder to try, so excited to set it with that and see, but it looks really nice and like sits well on the under eyes. But what I've noticed is that if I don't set it with a powder, my mascara will transfer. Really anything that I put on my eyes, so whether it be eyeliner, mascara, whatever, because it is more of a hydrating product. So you are gonna wanna set this, but I do pretty much always set my concealer anyway, so for me it's not like an additional step, but I have been liking this concealer and it is at an affordable price point. I feel like Morphe and like, I put Morphe and ColourPop in the same category. Like they're not classic drugstore brands, but they're also not at like a high-end price point either. So they kind of like fall somewhere in the middle, but they're closer to the drugstore price point wise than high-end. Alrighty. I feel like the complexion is like complexioning, like looks pretty good. Skin is skinny. I do have a new highlighter that I want to try before we go and set with some powder. So this is from the new NYX Minecraft collection. And I actually tried this already. I won't let you guys in on that, but it's so pretty. It's in the shade Going Gold and it's like the cutest little thing. I like to just use my finger with this and then tap. And it's a very like natural highlight, but just gives that natural kind of glow from within sort of look, and I think that it's beautiful. So I've been loving just kind of tapping this on the cheeks, center planes of the face, really anywhere that I want to highlight. You can obviously put it like on your inner corner, beneath your brow bone and stuff too if you want. I'm just gonna put it in those areas like that, and it looks really pretty. You can actually apply this one over powder, but I do have a powder highlight that I want to use today too, so that's why I'm doing this under powder. We'll set with a little bit of a powder, and then we have another highlight that we can try. Okay, so the new powder that I have, this is from Krice. So they came out with this under eye brightener, which was like a cream product, I want to say like about a year ago or so, which is actually quite nice. It's basically like a under eye brightener. I mean, that's what it is. It's like a color correcting product for the under eyes, but they came out with the under eye brightening setting powder now. So very excited to try this. Looks like it's kind of like a peachy, pinky sort of setting powder, which is like all the rage right now, but it's been, you know, very popular with a lot of the high-end brands. So excited to see a drugstore brand kind of doing it. Just gotta remove this little tab. Some of these are so hard to get off sometimes. Oh my goodness. All right, gonna pop some into the lid. You can really see the color. Okay, yeah, this is literally like a pinky, salmony sort of color, which honestly looks like perfect to set the under eyes and like add a bit of brightness there. So fingers crossed this is good because I use a lot of high-end powders on my under eyes specifically. I would love to find like a good drugstore option. So let's go in and see, let's set this underneath the eyes. And even though it says like under eye brightener, I mean, you can use this wherever you want to set and brighten. So I'll probably use this all in the center plane of my face. Oh, that looks quite nice actually. I feel like it set my under eye, it blurred it, gave me some brightness. Doesn't feel super drying, at least not right now. So I do like this. All right, I'm gonna get a little bit more. I feel like it almost muted my under eye a little bit. This is really, really nice. I love the Laura Mercier pink powder. If you follow me, you know I love that. Obviously that one is at a more expensive price point. I do think that one's a little bit better. It adds a little bit more brightness than this one did. However, this is a pretty good dupe for that. Like it's very similar. Just kind of setting the center planes as well and anywhere where I want to be a little bit more matte. I actually quite like this. I think it looks pretty good. And it's one of the best like pink sort of powders or brightening under eye powders that I've tried from the drugstore. I hope it doesn't make me feel dry, but like upon first application, it does not. Like my skin feels fine. That's pretty good. I like it. Okay, up next we have a new eyeliner. So this is from NYX and this is their new Glitz liner. So it's basically supposed to be like a glitter eyeliner. So I have this in charcoal, I think. What's the actual? Graphite is what it's called, but it's basically like a very dark gray. I'm gonna put it on my hand first and just kind of see. Ooh, okay, so it's like a subtle kind of glitter, but that actually looks pretty. Like it definitely has a little bit of a gleam to it. I'm not sure if it's gonna show up fully on camera, but there's very small like particles of almost like a silver glitter, which, cause I was scared it was gonna be kind of chunky glitter, and then it's just like not a product that I would really use. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit. I didn't do that before I opened it, but it actually looks quite pretty. So let's go in with this and see. I love the NYX liquid liner formula. They have like very slim little tips, which make it very easy to like create a wing and kind of do what you want. They do have these in some like brighter, more like crazy colors. Like I think they have like a coral and a few different blues. Like, so if you want to do something a little bit more crazy, they have that. I'm more of like a neutral sort of color girl, which is why I got this gray one. I do love a good gray liner. I feel like if you have blue or green, like lighter eyes, it really makes it pop more than a black would. And this looks really pretty. If you're expecting like a lot of glitter from it, this is not gonna be the product for you, which is very subtle, but definitely gives like a pretty sort of gleam to the eyes. So I personally like it. I think it looks pretty. I'll try and get up close. I don't know how much the glitter will really show on camera because it is super, super fine, but pretty nonetheless. Okay, now we also have a new mascara. This is new from Physicians Formula. This is their Butter Lash Splash mascara. So this mascara is supposed to be waterproof. Like a lot of their marketing is like around a pool. Interesting kind of wand, a little bit of curved wand. And what I thought was interesting about this is it has keratin in it, which I feel like, you know, obviously we see keratin a lot in hair care. And I mean, our lashes, I guess they are technically hair, you know what I mean? So it's interesting. I feel like it's not something we always see in mascaras, but oh, no, I don't know if I like this. Hang on. Ooh, I feel like, hang on, let me try and use the other side of this wand. Okay, that's better. There's two sides of this wand. The one side like applies this product on way too thick, and then the other side has more little like spikies on it, which is helping like disperse the product. It doesn't look bad on my lashes, but oh my goodness, you gotta make sure to use the right side of that or it's gonna be a clumpy mess. Maybe you're supposed to use the one side like first to apply it and then like comb through with the other, but also it's like, do I want to really think that much when I'm applying my mascara? Not really. Yeah, like you really got to like look at the wand and make sure you're using the right side or it's really going to get a lot of product on there. So, I mean, it doesn't look bad on my lashes, but this is not my favorite. I feel like you really got to like look at this wand and make sure you're applying it the right way. And there's just better mascaras that you don't have to do that for. I was going to put some on my lower lash line and now I'm like, I don't even think I want to do that because I feel like it's just gonna be too much. It also smells like sunscreen, which it's interesting because it has that same, like a lot of Physicians Formula products have that scent. I guess it's like coconutty and it doesn't bother me in like their other products. It's interesting in a mascara because I feel like mascaras typically are not scented. Like that's one product in makeup that I can't even think of another mascara that really has like a scent to it. This one definitely has that like iconic Physicians Formula coconutty scent. Yeah, no, see, it's just like, this is not. It's very easy to make it very clumpy and you shouldn't have to like think so hard to like make sure you're using the exact right part of the brush that it doesn't get clumpy. It's like basically if you use anything besides this top sort of spiky part, like if you use this side or any of the other sides, it's gonna just like clump up and then you need to use that top part to like separate the lashes. No, unfortunately this one is a no for me. I don't have to think too hard when I'm applying my mascara, but maybe that's just me, you know? Anywho, let's try this. This is also new from Physicians Formula, which I'm excited for. This is their Luminous bronzer. It looks quite pretty. I tend to like their products that are like this. They come out with a lot of like luminizing sort of powder products that look like this, that have like the mosaic sort of print to them that you can kind of just like swirl a brush in and go all over. And I love a luminizing bronzer. And this one looks like it's gonna be truly luminizing and not like chunky glitter. Ooh, wow, like that looks pretty. Okay, like literally giving highlighter. So let's see how it actually looks like on the face. But I feel like for the summer, if you want to be like super bronzy and glowy, it could be really pretty. Also as like a body bronzer, let me, I gotta try it first. But I feel like there's a time and a place for luminous bronzer and I don't really have one that I love. This one is pretty. Definitely amping up the glow on the skin, giving me bronze, but also giving me glow. Like this is all from that bronzer because I have a powder highlight that I want to try and we haven't even tried it yet. Obviously we do have a little bit of the NYX cream highlight underneath, but definitely giving glow while also giving bronze. I do like this. You're gonna want to use the product sparingly for sure, but if you want to have like a glowy sort of bronzer moment, this is quite pretty. And I feel like I will definitely use this like on my chest, like if you want to do like your décolleté or whatever. And if you don't feel like using like a liquid body bronzer to like give you a glow, because a lot of times those can like transfer and just get like messy, where this just having a powder would be quite nice. So I definitely will use this throughout the summer. I like it. Definitely gonna give you a glow, but it is pretty. Okay, I feel like the last thing we need right now is more highlighter because we are glowing, but I do want to show you guys these. These are new from NYX as well, and these are their Buttermilk highlights. I actually have already tried these and they are beautiful. They are powder highlights, very, very glowy. Honestly, the last thing I need on my cheeks is more highlight, but you can see how much more this even like emphasizes. Like they are super pretty. They honestly remind me of the Rare Beauty highlights, which those are obviously stunning. That's one of my favorite highlights of all time, but these ones are obviously cheaper because they are NYX and from the drugstore. But if you want to glow, you're gonna love this. The shade that I'm using is light bronze. They do come in a variety of different shades, and they have some bright ones too. Like they have a purple one, they have a green one, I think they have a blue one, so lots of options. But this shade and this formula is just so, so pretty. I also like to apply it to my inner corner, like of my eyes, to just kind of open that up, and right beneath the brow bone to highlight that area. We are just glowing today. I mean, it's definitely a summery look. We're ready for summer. Okay, now last but certainly not least, let's try some lippies. So I have this new one from Hard Candy that I've been wanting to try. This is their new Lip Shine lipstick. I have it in the shade Dulce. I think people were saying that these were like Rhode dupe. I honestly think their liners are Rhode dupes, but let's go in with this. Ooh. Smells really, really good, like vanilla kinda. And this shade is beautiful. They're very buttery. And I love how they have the points, so then you can kind of use them as like a liner and a lip color. They honestly feel like a lipstick. Like they are very, I mean, not a lipstick, I'm sorry, a lip gloss. They are very creamy and buttery feeling, which is great, but definitely typically normally means they're not gonna last a super long time. So this is probably gonna be a product that you're gonna wanna like throw in your bag. However, I love this shade, and the way it feels on my lips is fabulous. Like if you want something that doesn't feel like a lipstick, but is gonna give you color like a lipstick, I think you will really like this. And I do like that it does have like a shine to it, so you don't need to use a lip gloss over it. You can kind of use it just as an all-in-one product, lip liner, lipstick, and lip gloss in one. So really, really nice. Love that. And obviously it's affordable too. Now, I also really want to try the new Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balms from e.l.f. I'm kind of like in between. I feel like this shade probably goes better with my look, but I really want to try this pinky one. I'm gonna try the pink color. This is the Strawberry Shortcake. So e.l.f. recently came out with these. They are supposed to be, I guess, like dupes for the Summer Fridays lip balms, I think. And they are like tinted sort of lip balm. So this is Strawberry Shortcake. Gonna apply that right on top. Ooh, okay, love the color first and foremost. Oh, smells so good too. Honestly reminds me of, if you were like a 90s baby, the Smuckers, like lip smackers, I think they were called. Oh, it smells just like those. That like brings me back to my childhood. They give such a glow to the lips. I really, really like this. Hydration, shine, also color, really, really pretty. I'm gonna need to get these in every shade because this is beautiful. And you guys know I love like a glossy sort of finish. So very good. I feel like we tried some very good products today, which obviously I love, especially when they're drugstore and affordable. I feel like our makeup actually looks quite good. The only product that I really wasn't vibing with is the mascara. Like this, I would not recommend. The other ones I feel like I tried were very, very good and impressed me. So let me know what you guys think. What new products do you have your eye on? Is there anything specifically you would like me to review? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.